Hello, folks. Welcome. So, today I'm going to be talking about my training recently. This is just John. So, unfortunately, this is not a regular Karate Without Belts episode or anything like that. This is a new thing. It's a bit of a side thing that I put a little thought into in the last couple weeks, and I wanted to start recording as often as I can, at least my feedback from my training as quickly as I could from the time I finished training. Now, this is after having showered and maybe having a little food and water, obviously, because you wouldn't like to hear sweat drips over the recording, but it's just going to be me talking, so if that's not something you're into, that's fine, but a lot of people respond to a kind of one voice sort of deal, so we'll see how this goes. So today, I trained twice, which was something I used to do a lot about a year or two ago, and that was really, really effective. Unfortunately, over the last 8 months, my training has run into a lot of issues with both personal issues, location issues, weather issues. I used to live somewhere where it was nice and sunny and there was no snow ever, and now I live somewhere where at least 3 months out of the year, the snow is up to your waist. So, yeah, it's no fun. But that does not mean you can't do training, and recently I got into my head that the only thing stopping me is me, and that's more true now than ever. And I'm just trying to take lessons I've learned in the last couple of years and apply them to my training in terms of motivation and making sure that I'm on top of at least what I'm doing. And I'm continuing and I'm trying to grow and train and do new things, as well as keep up with the things that I know that work well, but for whatever reason we just kind of get away from or end up stop doing. So I'll get right into it. So today was a weird day. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night, but I had to work really early for a little bit, and then once I finished work, I stretched out for about 20 minutes and went for about 5 kilometer run, so that's around a 2-mile run. Did that in about 30 minutes, so a little over 2 miles, so that wasn't too bad. I was surprised I was able to go that long, and I really wasn't all that winded. So, disclaimer and kind of side note is that I'm also training for a half marathon, and it has been almost 3 years since I've done, or no, it's been 6 years since I've done a half marathon, but really over a year or so since I've done a 21 kilometer run. So I really want to get back to the shape that I was in then. Unfortunately, I have now gone into the triple-digit kilogram club. For my American friends, if you want to try to figure what that out is in pounds, you please go right ahead. But I'm fighting that right now, and I think last week what helped set the groundwork is that last week I didn't do a lot of training, but last week I really cleaned up my diet. I really, really cut back on things that I didn't think were necessary and just added up new habits, and that really helped me start up today. So I trained in the morning and then, took the rest of the day, worked most of the day, and then the afternoon, around 5 or 6 o'clock, it's about 6:10 right now by my clocks, so around 5 o'clock just started going back into training, and I did not do a lot of karate. What it really was just weight training, was push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, and a kind of mix of squats and lunges, mixed in with some kind of free sparring hands, 1 or 2 warm-up exercises in karate. The one I know really well is doing a single double high, and alternating hands, and kind of a left behind exercise that I learned a long time ago. But I really wanted to focus today on just getting back in shape, and how karate can sometimes help with that. Doing katas, doing really hard cardio work can really help doing that. But everyone's going to have this debate on whether or not you really need to do anything else outside karate to get in shape, and I'm firmly on the side of use everything you can. Use everything you can. Body weight exercises, uh, football exercises, running exercises, whatever you feel you can do. And I did as much as I could, but taking from what I learned a long time ago is not to overload, especially when I'm really setting out on a path of training. Probably in the last 2 months, I've been inconsistently training at least one to three times a week. So about 2 weeks ago, I did about 3 times a week of training, and that was the best I had done, and that had helped pave the path to today. And I really helped to reopen my eyes to training again, and I really wanted to share that with everybody here. I know everyone's in a different part of their training path, and everyone kind of has their ups and downs and lefts and rights and ups and downs. So I want to encourage everyone to just try to figure out a way of opening the path. Today's Monday, and I feel that if you can get something done on a Monday, even something small, that'll help set you up well for the rest of the week. I know I've had plenty of times when I didn't do a Monday and I said, I've got Tuesday to Saturday, and Sunday's obviously going to be the rest of it. I got plenty of time, and then just allowing that excuse to roll over me for the rest of the week. So tomorrow, intend on doing something similar, but I'll let you know then what I get done. I'm not going to try to overhype one thing or set up expectations for something that may or may not happen. So we only got today, and today I got that training in. I thought you all should know. I hope you like this format, and we'll see whether or not we continue it. What do we even call it? Maybe we get other people on, maybe not. Maybe it's just me talking about my training. I think just call this training audio logs, and I think if you like it, great. If you don't, that's fine. I just thought it would be a nice little side thing to the podcast, and right now we're kind of in a holding phase until we figure out what we really want to do with it. But I thought this would be a nice thing to hold people over in case they really wanted something else. What I think I'm probably going to do for tomorrow is at least a similar routine in the morning and the evening, but just probably a little earlier in the morning and possibly a little later in the evening, so it's spaced out a little more. Well, guys, thanks a lot for listening, those who've listened, and I hope your training's going well. Keep on training, keep on striving, keep on surviving.